Cool. So let us start with Selenium first. Right. So why Selenium? Okay. As I mentioned that this is gonna be the introduction part. Okay, it's gonna be the introduction part followed by IDE overview. This is what our agenda for the today's class. So in the introduction part, I would like to explain why Selenium. Right, majority of the people these days are looking for a skill set on Selenium automation testing. Why Selenium is having such a great demand? The first and a foremost option which comes in our mind is open source tool. So it means anyone can simply download this software for free of cost, and they can automate their applications using this tool. Okay, simply using this particular tool, anyone can automate their applications. It's just an open source tool. We can download for free of cost and we can automate our applications. Immediately, a simple question will rise in our mind. Is this the only reason why people are using this? If so, there are too many open source tools are there. Why Selenium? Why not any other tools? Right, this kind of a question usually comes in our mind. So why we are going for Selenium? Why not any other tools? So the answer for this one is the various advantages with this tool makes it more powerful than any other tools available in a market. Okay, so the major tool, it is having the various advantages. These advantages will play a major role in selecting this tool. Great. So what are all the various advantages then? Right, we need to know these advantages. The first advantage is it supports record and a playback feature. What does it means? A simple example for this record and a playback feature is our mobile phones. See, in our mobile phones, you have an audio or a video recorder, which we can call it as a cam recorder, right? So, using this one, depending on our need, we can capture either an audio or a video, and in future, whenever we want, we can play back that audio from the gallery, right? So it means we are recording for one time and we want to listen for n number of times depending on our need. The same way here, the record and a playback feature works on a browser. What are all the actions we are performing on a browser? For all those actions, this will record the scripts and it will play back the script on the same browser. So here in Selenium, the record and a playback feature works on a browser. What are all the operations we are performing on a browser? For all those operations, our Selenium will record the script and even it will play back those operations on the same browser. This is the first advantage. And the next one is multiple programming languages. It means if you are good at Java, you can write down your Selenium code, Ruby, Python, JS, whatever the programming language might be. If you are good at any one of these programming languages, we can write down our code using this particular tool. So it means if you would like to write the programs in Qtp or UFT, you should know VB scripting. So it means a specific language is required for that. Whereas for Selenium, you can choose any of the languages using which we can write down the codes. But in
I
our
have one doubt in the
yeah,
sorry
please
sir,
go ahead.
sorry to disturb you. In the first one, you said record and playback feature.
Yeah.
So works on the browser means when we are going to work on the browser, those activity will be recorded.
Yes. See, a simple point is in your mobile, you have an video recording and audio recording. Until and
Right.
unless you click on a record button, will it capture any recording on that actions what you are performing on your mobile? It won't, right?
No.
You need to click on a record first, then only it will capture the events. The same way here, in this record and a playback feature also, you need to click on a record button first, then only what are all the operations you are performing on a browser, that tool will record them.
Okay.
Okay, just like similar to mobile, we can compare it with just like a mobile. Okay,
Okay.
cool. So the another point out over here is, so among all these programming languages, we are gonna choose Java as our programming language. The reason is 75 to 80% of the people who are choosing Selenium, they are opting Java. Hence, in future, whenever we got any issues, we will get better support from multiple people. Right. So we will get a better support. The reason is, as Selenium is an open source tool, we don't get any support from the Selenium team directly. Hence, we are choosing a language where majority of the people are using that, so that in future, whenever we landed on any issues while writing the programs, we can search it in a Google, which we will get a number of solutions for our issues. Hence, even we are going for Java programming language, even though you don't have any idea on Java, we are going to cover Java concepts in part of this training program. Whatever the Java concepts required for us to work on Selenium with respect to framework level. Framework is an advanced Selenium level. So, what are all the Java concepts required for us to work up to an extent level in Selenium? All those Java concepts we are going to study within our sessions. So it means you no need to learn Java separately. Within our sessions, we are going to study Java, and it supports multiple browsers. The same test script, whatever we have prepared, we can execute it across multiple browsers. And finally, whatever the scripts we prepared in Selenium, we can run it on multiple machines. If we are good at Selenium, then we can automate mobile applications either in our Android or iPhone. If you have some application in your mobile phone, then if you are good at Selenium, we can simply automate that particular mobile app whenever we are good at Selenium. So these are all the various advantages with this particular tool. Okay, these are all the various advantages with this particular tool. As it is an open source tool and it supports these many advantages, majority of the people are preferring this tool. Okay, cool. So before moving ahead, guys, if you have any questions, kindly let me know in a chat window so that we can discuss those questions and then we will move further. Okay, so do let me know if you have any questions. Okay, fine. So that's fine. These are all the various advantages. If some tool is there, if it is having some advantages, for sure that it will have a limitations too. Yeah, I'm just covering that particular one which comes under the limitations. Okay, if something is having an advantages, definitely it's going to have a limitation. The limitation is, using Selenium we can automate only web based applications. Okay, yeah, I will explain about differences between Qtp and Selenium in few seconds. Okay, so using Selenium, we can automate only a web-based applications. What are all the apps we are testing in a browser? We can handle using Selenium. If you have profile picture uploading scenario, we can't handle using Selenium. Let me give you a small example for that. In my laptop, I have 3 GB of a free space. Is it possible for me to store 20 GB of movies into my laptop? See, it is having a 3 GB free space, and I would like to store 20 GB information, which is not at all possible. In such a cases, we will connect external hard disk and we will store info in that. Whenever we want, we will connect that hard disk and we will use that information. Okay, we will connect that particular hard disk and we will use that. So if you observe the memory limitation, we are overcoming with an external memory or a third party memory. The same way here, Selenium by default it is having a limitation to handle the window based pop-ups. By integrating with third party tools, we can overcome that. Like AutoIT, Sickly, we are going to see how to overcome the limitation in handling window based pop-ups. We will study in our sessions. Is another point. And the another limitation is it is an open source tool, due to which we don't get enough support from Selenium team, as we are opting a programming language where 80% of the people will use. Even we will get better support from others. And the next question is, what are all the types of testings we can handle using Selenium? See, a simple example for this particular one is I am opening this application. See here, on this particular application, you have your photo option. Choose a file. Whenever I click on a choose a file, this kind of a window based pop-up is getting displayed for me. These pop-ups I can't handle directly by writing a Selenium program, for which I need to use some other tool to handle this one. Okay, this is the first limitation which I have addressed. Okay, these kind of a window based pop-ups we can't handle using this Selenium tool. Okay, and using Selenium we can perform functional testing for an application which covers web and mobile functionality. Okay, web functionality and as well as a mobile functionality we can cover using this particular tool. See, at max we can run parallel scripts for 4 to 5 users, which doesn't fall under a load testing. You no need to consider about that particular point. Ultimately, using the Selenium we can conduct a functional testing out over here. And okay, can we not use the Selenium for mobile applications? Yeah, of course we can use that. See, in order to automate the mobile apps, we are using a different tool which is an APM. To work on APM, Selenium is the basic. If you are good at Selenium, 50 to 60% of mobile applications you can automate with that knowledge. Okay, if you are good at Selenium, you can automate any kind of a mobile applications. And the next point is difference between a Qtp and Selenium. See, the first thing is Qtp. It's a commercial software. This is an open source tool. Qtp, it works with the VB and it supports multiple browsers and it supports record and a playback feature on IE. Selenium supports multiple programming languages, not only a single language. As of now, with the latest Selenium component, it supports record and a playback feature on a Firefox and a Chrome browser also. And even using Selenium, we can read content on an image, content on a PDF file. Okay, we can read a content on an image, content on a PDF file, and any kind of UI operations we can perform easily using Selenium, and we can integrate our Selenium code to Zira or any other tools. And as we are choosing Java programming language, we can use customized logics here, like report generation and many more. DB connections and all those things. We can handle it using Selenium in a much more simplified way. Okay, cool. Syam, is this point clear for you? Usharani and Raja, I think I addressed all your questions. If it was not clear, please let me know in a chat window so that we can discuss them. Just let me know if I didn't address your questions so that we can cover this stuff once again. Okay, so guys, please let me know if it was not covered. Okay, so that I would like to explain this topic once again. Okay. Okay, it's clear for everyone. Okay, cool. Okay, great. Done. So, the another point of what we need to cover is this a brief overview, and what we are gonna cover within this training program. Right, this is the most important thing which we need to know. So, after attending this training program, where I will stand, basically, we need to know that, right? So, after attending this training program, within this training program, we are gonna cover topics on the first one. We will start with the Selenium IDE at max 2 to 3 hours. Second, we will switch to core Java. The timing is roughly from 7 to 10 hours on core Java. The third one is WebDriver, roughly 15 to 20 hours, including a framework, real-time examples, and everything. Next, we will study APM, mobile automation testing, for 10 hours. The next one, which is a protractor, for additional 5 hours. Protractor is a tool which was designed on top of Selenium only to handle Angular JS applications. Nowadays, majority of the people are looking for skill set on that. And the last one is Cucumber, additionally 3 to 5 hours. These are all the topics which we are going to study. Whenever you are trying to apply any job on Selenium, max to max of people are looking for skill set on all these things which we are going to study within our classes. Roughly the total duration is 50 hours around, and 1 hour a day and 5 hours a week, depending on the need. We will increase the duration. It's not a mandatory, basically. We will increase the session duration depending on a need. Okay, if there is a long weekend, we will conduct a session half an hour more, like that. Okay, so this is the thing, guys. So this is a overall introduction about Selenium. Okay, is this point clear for everybody so far? Before moving further, we will have our classes on Saturday and Sunday. No, we are not gonna conduct sessions on Saturday and Sunday. The regular session timings are from Monday to Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which is gonna be Tuesday to Saturday at 7 a.m. IST. This is gonna be the regular session timings. Okay, we are gonna conduct the sessions from Monday to Friday in USA only, which is gonna be Tuesday to Saturday in India. Okay, we don't have any planned sessions on a weekend. If there is some delay based on the need, we will conduct this particular sessions on a weekend. Yeah, 6:30 MST. Roughly, it's gonna be 6:30 MST, and But this week, Monday, Tuesday classes. See, this week we didn't conducted any sessions. We started this training program roughly from Wednesday. Just 2 days before only we started this batch. Okay, starting from next week, this is gonna be the schedule. And Sunil, we will have a discussion in another 20 minutes, wherein which I will address your questions out over there. Okay, so I will address your questions about the salary and other details, whatever we want. We will discuss those questions in another 20 minutes after the Selenium topic. And additionally, what we are gonna do within this training program means roughly an optional weekend session. It's not mandatory for everyone. It's gonna be on a manual testing complete overview. Okay, for 2 hours. If you don't have any idea on a testing at all, this is gonna be a next weekend session only for 1 week, which is a next weekend only. Okay, this is a manual session which is we are covering optionally. If you would like to know additionally about the real time process what we are using in our organizations, so if you don't have any prior experience on a manual testing, only 1 weekend you people need to attend on a manual testing. It's not a mandatory session, it's just an optional session. Based on your inputs, I will conduct this session over the weekend. If you people don't have any idea on a manual testing, you can join in this class where in which we are going to cover this particular topic, specifically introduction to manual testing, real-time process, agile methodology, what are all the tools we are going to implement in our real time, what we are using, what are all the day-to-day testing activities in a manual testing. We will cover a overview on a manual also. So these are all the topics we are going to cover within the training program. In India, we don't have any session on our Monday and Sunday. Okay, we have a sessions from Tuesday to Saturday. Okay, cool. So I think this is more than enough about the introduction part. And now let's move on to Selenium IDE for now. So for next a few minutes, I will continue this session for next 15 minutes, where in which I would like to give you an overview on Selenium IDE. Okay, I would like to give you an overview on Selenium IDE for next 15-20 minutes. Okay, cool. So here, let's move on to this Selenium IDE. So what is this IDE? Why we are using this IDE? Is this gonna be useful in our real time when we are working on our projects? Yes. We are going to use this IDE in our real time to simplify our day-to-day activities. What are all the day-to-day activities we are gonna perform? To simplify our day-to-day activities, we are using this Selenium IDE. How come? How come it will be helpful? A simple example is in my current projects. So in my current company, we are automating an e-commerce application, just like Amazon. Okay, we are trying to automate this similar application basically. Okay, which is an e-commerce application. In the e-commerce application, the most challenge which we will encounter when we are automating an application is object identification. So object identification is the toughest challenge when you are automating any e-commerce application. So we do have a n number of methodologies to handle that object identification. In my project, practically what I have identified. So there are too many strategies are there to identify an object. I was unable to perform operations on a particular object using all the strategies whatever I know. But I used Selenium IDE at last. Selenium IDE at last. With that, my scripts executed successfully. Okay, so that helped me a lot in my project. That's the reason I am adding 2 to 3 hours of sessions within this particular training program on IDE. And usually, whenever I'm conveying about an object identification, a simple question will rise in our mind: what exactly an object identification is? So, the simple answer for this object identification is: assume that you are testing Gmail login functionality manually. As you can see the app, you know where to enter username, where to enter password, where to click on a login button. Right, we will perform the operations. But how come a program or Selenium code will know at this place only it needs to enter username? At this place only it needs to enter the password. At this place only it needs to click on a login button. How come our Selenium script will know? We don't know that. If we are not gonna specify that, it won't perform any operations. So here, anything displayed on a browser, we can call it as an object in Selenium perspective. So an example for an object is link, button, image, radio button, text field, checkbox, whatnot. Everything displayed on a browser, we can call it as an object. Developers, while developing the application, they will assign unique properties to each and every object displayed on a browser. And this object and the C++ object, those are not one and the same. These two are different. See, anything displayed on a browser, we are calling it as an object. Forgot about the C++ object for now, as we are going to study about those object concept moving further in our Java concepts. For now, consider that anything displayed on a browser, we can call it as an object. A link, a text field, radio button, checkbox, whatever it might be. Developer, while developing the application, they will give unique properties for that object. So while writing an automation program, you need to get that a unique property and you need to specify in your program, then only your script will perform operations on that. Okay, so that we can call it as an object identification. Okay, is this point clear for you, what exactly an object identification in Selenium perspective? Or do you have any questions for me on this? Cool. Great. So, the next point out over here is, so in identifying an objects, Selenium IDE will play a significant role for the e-commerce application. That's the reason I'm covering couple of classes in Selenium IDE for now. And usually Selenium IDE is a component which supports record and a playback feature only on Firefox browser. Okay, Selenium IDE supports record and a playback feature only on a Firefox browser. So what I'm gonna do right now means, let me open my Firefox browser and show you how can we install this Selenium IDE. I'm navigating to Google and I'm using Selenium downloads. I'm typing Selenium download in a Google home page and I clicked on a search button, which is navigating to Selenium official website downloads page, from where I'm searching for IDE. See here, if you observe the section for this Selenium IDE here, they have mentioned as Selenium IDE is a Chrome and a Firefox plugin. See, for a couple of months before, Selenium IDE works only for a Firefox browser. Now they upgraded that functionality which can work on a Chrome browser as well. So it means in a Chrome browser also we can perform record and a playback operations using Selenium IDE, and even On a Firefox browser also we can perform operations using Selenium IDE. Guys, you no need to make a points to install this one, as we have a separate running notes which I will discuss with you in a few more minutes. You no need to make a note of a steps for downloading and configuring in your machine. So as of now, I'm on a Firefox browser, hence I am clicking for Firefox link. We have a for Chrome link and a for Firefox link. I'm clicking on a for Firefox link, and it is displaying add to Firefox. For me, it is in a gray out mode, whereas for you people, it will display in a green color. Click on a add to Firefox, and after few seconds, you can find a Selenium IDE icon here. Usually, whenever you click on a add to Firefox, here a pop-up will display for you which will ask you to click on a allow button. Just click on an allow. Automatically, it will install Selenium IDE to your browser, and you can find the Selenium IDE on the top right corner here, which I have highlighted. Great. So this is the way how to install Selenium IDE to your browser. So we have seen how to install Selenium IDE to our Firefox browser. Let me open that. So I'm just clicking on this Selenium IDE icon, which will open the Selenium IDE. By default, see here, this button is in a red color highlighted mode. Whenever we mouse over on that, it is displaying now recording. Click to stop recording. So it means as of now your IDE is in a recording mode. What are all the actions you are performing in a browser, it will capture. Let me see. So I opened a bing.com and I entered a Surendra Jagannatham and I clicked on a search button. Some kind of a search results got displayed for me, right? Some kind of a search results. If you switch back to your IDE, three different commands got generated for the actions whatever we have performed. Okay, three different commands got generated for the actions whatever we have performed. So it recorded my script. So I'm clicking on this button again to stop the recording. See, it went into a gray out mode. So whenever this button is like this, we can confirm that your IDE is in a not recording mode. If this button is in a highlighted mode, we can confirm that this IDE is in a recording mode. So we just recorded that. I need to execute my test script. So within the Selenium IDE, we have two options. Whenever you mouse over on the first option, play current test case is getting displayed. Clicking on that one is executing the test case on a browser. Clicking on that one is executing the test case on a browser. And if you observe, here it is displaying in a green color. Here it is displaying in a green color. Here it is displaying in a green color stating that runs are of 1 and failures are 0. Okay, runs are 1 and failures are 0. Okay, cool. Done. So this is how it's just mentioning here, with which we can confirm that the script got executed successfully. For suppose I just want to show my script as a failure. For suppose I just want to show my script as a failure. How come? Wantedly I am deleting this value, guys, to show you how the script looks like whenever it is failure. I'm clicking on a play button again. See here, this line got a failed, which is displayed in a red color. The untitled is displayed in a red color. Runs are 1 and failures are 1. And here we have a log tab. Clicking on that tab will display the reason behind the failure. Why the script got a fail, even it will display out over here. So this is how the script will looks like, whether in a success and as well as a failure cases. Great. So the next point is basically in the Selenium IDE, we have a tabular view and a source view. See here, tabular view and as well as a source view. Tabular view will display in a command wise format, where a person who don't have any idea about testing, they can automation testing, they can look into these commands and they can understand what are all the things it is performing. Whereas in a source view, it is generating in a HTML format. By default, the Selenium IDE code is converting in a HTML format. See, this is an HTML ending. So whenever you are saving your test scripts, file save, Rupali 1 .html. So in Selenium IDE, while saving the test scripts, I'm just giving an extension as .html. That's it. This is how, guys, if you clearly observe, we performed installation of Selenium IDE, recording, playback on Firefox browser. See, I'm closing my IDE and I'm closing my Firefox browser. Let me open my Chrome browser now. As it is supporting on a two browsers, let us see how can we install on a Chrome browser too. Okay, so here in the Chrome browser, I'm navigating to Google. Okay, I'm navigating to Google and I'm entering Selenium IDE free downloads. Yes, Ravani, please go ahead. So kindly go ahead with your question. Yeah, you can go ahead with your question. And in the meantime, I will install this add-on to Chrome browser. So here in the Chrome browser, I have a for Chrome. I'm clicking on that and here added to Chrome. For me, it was already added, whereas for you it will display add to Chrome. Just click on that. Automatically this add-on will be added and you can find this Selenium IDE icon here on the top right corner like a Firefox browser. Just open it. Okay, just open it. And now here this one, even it is in a non-recording mode. I'm clicking on that. See, it is in a recording mode. Whenever you mouse over on that, stop recording. So I'm going back to the Chrome browser, same bing.com, same Surendra Jagannatham, clicking on a search button. See, it is displaying a tooltip message. The script got generated. See, the actions got captured by my Selenium IDE here. Okay, the actions got captured by my Selenium IDE here. So it means the record and a playback is a one and the same in Selenium IDE for Firefox and as well as a Chrome browser too. Let me look into the question. I have added these for Firefox. I am unable to see the table source view. Then I deleted. So I will show you. That's not a problem. If at all you are unable to look into that, we can see that particular add-on. Not a big deal. Okay, fine. So this is the way how can we add a Selenium IDE to our Firefox browser, Chrome browser, how to record a basic scripts. Okay, and the next point is basic commands in IDE. I would like to explain only three commands, four commands, or go back. So these are all the four commands which I would like to explain, which won't take more than 10 minutes. Okay, so open is a command which is used to open the app on a browser. Type is a command which is used to enter a value to the text field. Click is a command which is used to perform click operation on a button or image or a link. Select is a command which is used to select a value from the drop down. And refresh, reload the web page. And
Oh,
yeah,
hi, Sharita. Just one question.
yes,
By based on this IDE, because you are saying this only for record and playback, okay,
yeah,
and the source is automatically coming as the HTML tag,
yes,
okay.
yes.
So now, for the same using, are you able to manipulate on a data driven like I want to be do have the 4 or 5 such items. I want to
Okay.
say it. Is it possible, or we want to go ahead with the Java and just we want to do that
So
by using the Eclipse?
there are a few options are there which we can handle that scenario using Selenium IDE, which comes under
Okay.
more and more advanced stuff of Selenium IDE where no one is using. Rather than using that
Okay.
much of complexity in IDE, simply we can write down a Java program in WebDrive and
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
but
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
cool.
Yeah. Got it. Cheers. Thank you.
So, and a go back is a command which will navigate to the previous page. So, I'm not elaborating these are commands for now. We will discuss these are commands moving further, but these are all the concepts. And now, what you people need to do means I have already shared you the last two sessions recordings. Okay, first go ahead and watch this recording first and later watch the remaining videos. Okay, remaining videos. We have a separate running notes for these Selenium IDE, which will show you a detailed installation and a configuration part. You people can have a look into that particular notes and you people can follow the steps. And even the other two sessions which we conducted will gives you a clear cut idea about the concepts what we have covered. Okay, this is a complete overview and all the concepts which we covered so far. And as informed, we are going to start the regular classes from Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. EST, which is gonna be Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. IST, using the same link. Even I will send you a reminder email for this. Just you people can look into this. Okay, I will send you a reminder email about the session also. That's not a big deal. So this is the stuff. So this is an overview about Selenium and its components and Selenium IDE, what we discussed. Okay, starting from Tuesday, we are going to continue with the regular classes, guys. Okay, great. So, this is the basic thing which I have for today. We'll see you again on your Tuesday evening. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Bye bye. Sunil, kindly stay
Thank
online
you.
and reminding people you can drop for the day. Thank you. Good night.